Okay, give me 1 second, trying to make sure I got everything going. If I can find it. I got a couple things that I need to talk about. So, let's see if I got this live going. I can't find it. Oh, my bad. How do you find it? Come on, let's see. Where is this at? Oh, what the hell? Is it going? I see it. Okay, I don't know why I can't see it. I don't know if anybody gonna start making any comments. Maybe the shit have come through. But what I want to talk about, I don't know how many of y'all have actually seen the shit. It's this bitch named Cynthia G. I really don't even like using bitch for this video, but man, this chick she's the epitome of a bitch. Y'all gotta hold on, because I gotta get my lighter, because I gotta smoke a square to this shit. So, just so you know, I don't know if you actually, I don't know if y'all know Cynthia G. I didn't know her. I didn't know her until I saw somebody else post her. If y'all can't hear me or if it's any problems, can you let me know in the comments? I see Kevin said Cynthia G doesn't even deserve our attention. Only these chicks deserve it. They're mad because the black man that they don't want them. No, go away. I'm trying to do a live. You gotta get out of here. Sorry, that was my cat. And I got a female cat. How about that? Mr. Woman Hater Shine got a female cat. So anyway, about Cynthia stupid ass G. The fucking, this is it. I'm gonna be referring to this as we go through.
Inundated with emails. I'm getting comments in my.
I just want to make sure I haven't lost that. I actually, this video is 2 hours and 39 minutes long. 2 hours and 39 minutes long. The title of this video is Chad Willer. If y'all don't know who Chad Willer is the white Seattle Seahawks football player that beat the shit out of his black girlfriend. So the name of this video she's doing is Chad Willer, swirlers, who I don't really know what swirlers are. I'm assuming these are mixed relationships. I guess y'all call them swirlers. Mm-hmm. Black, white, white, black. You know, I guess as long as they're not the same race. And black men. Now, usually when you see people, you know, break shit up like that, you think, okay, so much of the segment is going to be about Chad Willer. So much of the segment will be about swirlers, and then the rest of the segment will be about black men. I mix it up how you may do. For an hour and I managed to watch an hour and when did I stop watching? At about an hour and 40 minutes. And just for you to know, because normally I just watch something and I get to talking about it, I took notes this time. I took notes. I actually took everything that I'm about to mention is things that I took notes on that she's saying. And I'm going to go to some of the things that she said. And it from the fucking beginning, because actually I'm at 5 minutes 49 seconds in. It took almost an hour to, almost 6 minutes to even, get her shit together. She was having technical difficulties, which, given what the fuck she was saying, I wish she would have had difficulties throughout the whole fucking thing. Because it was pure nonsense. Everything from beginning to where I stopped was all a black man's fault. I'm going to play just a little bit of the beginning so you can kind of see the mindset of this motherfucker. Just take a listen.
comment section of other videos. Now, I will say the comments mostly in my comment section from other videos are coming from black men who are requesting that I talk about this. And I'm assuming this is from the Dusty sector who believe that because I talk about black.
Okay, I just want to stop it there. She said the Dusty sector. So already throwing insults at the black guys. I've been called a Dusty before. I never understood what it was because I had to look like, I'm not ashy. So I don't know. I guess is that like a slur just to black men? Because what, black men get ashy? We need lotion or baby oil and shit. But just between now till I stopped watching at like an hour and 40 minutes, she says Dusty and pathology. Those are the two words you hear over and over and over again. Because she wants to talk about the pathology of a black man. Even though the topic is a white man who beat the shit out of his black girlfriend, all she wants to do is talk about the pathology, because apparently black men have the exact same pathology as an abusive white man. And it's a lot of shit. Like I said, I'm going to bring all of this shit in. But let me let you finish listening to her. Because already, I've never seen one of her videos. But the way she's even starting it off, it's already letting me know, like, yeah, she's not fond of black men at all.
Male pathology, whenever some situation comes up involving a man of no color that was dating or married to a black woman, they have to have me talk about it because they want to sit here and say, oh, well, look, he's doing it too. So now if you're going to talk about what we're doing, you need to talk about what he's doing. There's really...
The Black Panthers are forming
a rainbow coalition. Now that ain't did that yet.
Neutralize him.
Good fucking ass.
Black men, by and large, are not concerned about the welfare of black women. You're not really concerned about the protection of black women. They don't. My issue is that black men aren't requesting that I talk about this issue because there's any concern. And I know that there's no real concern here. So that's what I want to say first and foremost.
So she got black men in her inbox asking her opinion on this situation. And obviously, if black men are asking her to comment on this situation, it's quite obvious that she says so much negative shit about black men that they want to hear, okay, what's your thoughts on this white dude beating up on a black girl? And even with that, she immediately, and you keep seeing, she's saying black men. She's not just saying, oh, the black man in my comments. She's saying, she's going to continuously say black men in general. So she's saying all black men. No black man is concerned at all. All black men are only, want to say ha ha he because a sister got the shit beat out of her. And, it's like, this is all you're going to keep hearing. All you're going to keep hearing is about black men don't want to protect black women. Black men don't give a fuck about black women. And it's going to be in here where I'm going to break down how she's so full of shit. So, from this point, what is this? We almost, I started it at 5:49. We almost, almost 2 minutes in, and all she's done is talk about black people. I can already tell you, she's really not finna have an insult for the dude that beat the shit out of old girl. All it is she's finna continue to say how much is black man's fault. At the 14 minute mark, let's get to the 14 minute. Start right about here. Her and the caller, as they're going to be talking about through this show, how much is fucked up black men, abuse and do everything to black women. But they're about to say the issue should not be that a white man beat a black woman up. The issue, the issue should be more alarming that it's not about color when it comes to when a white man does it. It's only about the pathology, and they want to go in depth when a black man does something. But the white guy, it shouldn't really matter about the color. It's the fact that a man of another race feels comfortable enough to put his hands on a black woman, which alone sounds stupid as fuck, because men of every race will put their hand on women of every race, depending on how close they are to them. Especially if you're in an abusive relationship with somebody of another color. I mean, what does that have to? Why does just being black mean that you won't ever put your hands on them? What they're trying to say is that every race is cool with putting their hands on black women, but no other race is cool with putting their hands on other women because the men of that race won't allow it. That sounds like pure poppycock. But look, listen to this shit.
Kind of disgusted with it because, and that's kind of what I was saying, it proves something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't. All it proves is black women aren't protected. That's all that it proves, because it's not, I wish the energy they had for this, they had for that black woman who was bit in the face
Mm-hmm.
in New York, you know? So when you have nobody being afraid to attack black women, I think that's a bigger problem, and that should be their concern, not that a white dude did this, because at the end of the day, you can't penalize that white man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our men don't have the power to penalize that white man. Who's going to do the penalization?
All right, let's stop right there. That's an interesting point she just made. Black men don't have the power to penalize the white guy who did it. So if you're acknowledging the fact that already when it comes to certain shit, us as black men lack a certain ability to do certain things, doesn't that make your whole point of the non-protection of black men null and void? If you're acknowledging the issues with us being able to protect you, how in the same note can you still talk shit about us not being able to protect you? And I'm going to make another point about protection, because it's going to come back up, because they're going to keep bringing it up. So, where are we at? We're at the 14-minute mark. At the 21-minute mark, they're going to compare the fact of when, back in the day, when white people was lynching us hard, not like they still fucking us over, but back in the day, when it was real easy for them to come to a black town and fuck everybody up, they're going to compare that to, you know, a black man saying something to a white woman and the repercussions of that from white people way back in the day to now, to where if a white man does something to a black woman, we supposed to be able to what? Go burn down what? Los Angeles? You know, we supposed to go and flex this so much authority because of something that happened, you know, to a black woman. Yes, we should do what we can, but how can you make this comparison? It's so stupid. I'm not even finna go to that. I just wanted to bring that shit up. And you know, she's definitely gonna go back in you know, all through this is Dusty's. You know, that's her way of just pretty much saying niggas ain't shit. At the 30-minute mark, they are going to actually agree and say, statistically speaking, white men are more violent to women and children than black men. But yet, they're still going to continue to bash black men over something that somebody else of another race did. And it's not only somebody of another race, but somebody you chose to date. But now that has become all of a black man's problem, all of our fault, because of what that woman chose to go be with. I'm not seeing the logic in the shit that these motherfuckers are saying. I mean, I'm not gonna play too much. I don't want to play a lot of this shit, because if you want to watch this shit, her name's Cynthia G. You go ahead on motherfucking YouTube. I gave myself a fucking damn near brain hemorrhage, forcing myself to watch this shit for over an hour and 40 minutes. At the 33-minute mark, they're gonna say how the black woman isn't, because you know already the woman is already, you know, trying to gear up to, you know, protect her dude, because you know women of all colors have protected abusers. So you know, I mean, that's just something that just happens. But she's gonna bring up the fact that, you know, when black women protect their black abusers, they're stupid. But because this man has money and he's of a different color, it's almost kind of understandable why she's got, you know, going to protect him. She's thinking about that bag. She's thinking about finances. Because they're going to constantly say that pretty much the reason why, because I think I'm going to eventually come to it because it's in one of the parts of this. She's pretty much going to say that the only difference between dealing with a black abuser and a white abuser or abuser that's non-black is that there's more finances involved. So pretty much what she's saying is that all black men are broke. If you get any man of a different color, he's wealthy, but all black men are broke. That's pretty much what she's going to say. Now the most damning thing is at the 40-minute mark. I want to go to the 40-minute mark. Yeah, because let's go to the 24. Let's go to 24 since we're right here.
And really, I should invite Tam Tam Love up because Tam Tam is the one of the only.
Why is this lady doing this shit?
People that I've seen who is in an interracial relationship who is not threatened by these topics. So let me give these people their disclaimer just so you'll know. This situation should not threaten, or you shouldn't feel like somehow it threatens your ability to date out, because you shouldn't be dating any man, regardless to his race, who has this type of pathology. And that's why I recently, I'm talking more about the pathology more over color, really. Because I already understand the social situation that we live in. I already understand that a lot of black men's behaviors and black men's mentality is in alignment with the very men that they try to caution you against dating. They just lack the power. So if this man was black and if this woman was in a relationship and this was a black football player, could the same thing have happened? Absolutely. We know it has happened. We know it happened with Ray Rice. The difference is Ray Rice didn't get a whole bunch of reports coming out saying, oh, he's bipolar. They don't give that to black men. And so when you have one savage over here who's powerless, who's biting somebody's eye out, and another one who's sitting here eating some food saying, oh, you're still alive, to me, those two people are the same. The thing that's being illustrated here is...
See, everything she keeps saying has to be correlated. She's only specifically talking about this one white guy, but she keeps saying black men, all of us black men, we all share the same trait of this white dude who beat the shit out of his girl. I mean, you're just saying all black men, every black man just beats the shit out of their girl. Every black man. It's no differences between all black men and this abusive white guy. I'm telling you, if you actually watch this shit, dude, I'm telling you, this shit would be so fucking hard to watch. But let me get to let me go ahead and get to the 40-minute mark.
We're in authority. So you think a black woman should bow down to you too? You have.
Oh, wait. It's a little bit in front of that.
You can't even smell. You can't even spell. That's not the energy you're about to bring here. At the end of the day, when it comes to a black man, y'all want to cyber slurp him in the chat box, but now you think you get to say something about a black woman. Again, this is not a point on a board for you. And if you come in my chat box with that, I'm just going to drag you. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do.
Now, just so you know what's going on, somebody ended up saying something, pretty much the way she's talking, and maybe you haven't noticed, I can tell she said in other videos, on the shit she's saying now. You see they keep bringing up the black guy that bit, from what they were saying, apparently a black guy tried to buy a drink for a black woman. She turned him down. The black guy ended up biting her in the face, or, that's just a little bit of what they're giving out. But you notice that it's an L, it's a constant, she keeps constantly throwing out L's at black guys. But when one of the black guys brought up the L, because this is an L. This is an L. You can't keep saying how you don't like black guys. Black guys ain't shit. You should go to another race. Then when you go to another race and if something happens to you in that other race, you can't say, oh no, that's not an L. You can't use that L against me. But everything that happens with a black dude, they're using it as an L. Some dude biting a chick in the face, how is that an L against all black men? I haven't bit nobody in the face because they wouldn't let me buy them a drink. I'm not even big on buying a motherfucker a drink. For what? If I didn't go there with you, what the fuck I'm buying you something for? But apparently I'm no different than this dude that will bite a chick in the face over her turning down a drink. I'm no different than this white guy who plummeted a black woman because she would not bow down to him. And the reason why I'm going to this part, this bitch is about to literally say that white man wanting his black woman to physically bow down to him is no different than black men who want their women to have a certain level of mental submission. Submission to bitches like this is just such a crime. Even though when you're in a relationship, there's supposed to be submission on both sides. Men submit to the wishes of their women. Men just can't. We don't just. I don't know. I can't speak for every man. I know fuck. I just can't do any and everything I want to fucking do. I can't. And mental submission is the same as wanting your woman to physically bow down to you. Just listen to this shit.
And you're the same. There's a reason when publications are out there saying that black men are the white men of the black community, this is when we really need to start paying attention to it. And I think there's a lot of truth in that. They just don't have the systemic power. But you got the same pathology. You have an entitled pathology, and let's just go to this bow down notion. Let's just go to this bow down notion. Do a lot of black men think that black women should bow down to them? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a reason why y'all running around bowing down to somebody is essentially submitting to their power and authority. So you think a black woman should bow down to you too. You have the same mentality. And because black women are not doing this, you think that their children should starve. You think they should have a duck bowl situation. You think the community should burn down. If you didn't have the fear that a man of no color was going to throw you in a cage, or that a black woman is going to actually do something back to you, you would be running around trying to force people to bow down to you.
Okay, so the only reason why black men don't beat the shit out of our black women is because we're scared of white men coming to arrest us. That's what? That's the only reason why? That's the only reason why, apparently, guys like me that don't beat the shit out of their girl, the only reason why I don't do it is because I'm fucking scared of getting arrested. It ain't got shit to do with the way that I was raised. It ain't got shit to do with the type of woman that I got. It ain't got shit to do with nothing besides arrest. Who's raising these fuckers, man? Where the fuck do motherfuckers like this, where do they come from? Where do they come from? This shit makes no fucking sense. So let's see. At the 41, it's not even much further than this. I'm just going to let it play out. How she's going to sit here and say how black men in whole are no different than this white guy who beat the shit out of his girlfriend.
So don't act like you don't have the same pathology. You have the exact same pathology. Okay, let's get you out of here because, yeah, well, let's just go ahead and get you out of here. Because I know who you are. So we'll take care of that and just get you gone since you don't know how to leave on your own. But let's just be real. Do black men think that black women should bow down? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do. So when I'm looking at this Chad Wheeler's pathology, I'm seeing the same pathology in black men. The only difference is you don't get the excuse of bipolar. But you think that women need to bow down to you. You're running around talking about how you're a king. You're running around talking about how you're the leaders of the community. You're running around talking about these women won't submit to you. So you will be doing the same thing because you have the same pathology. You're no better, and you need to stop acting like you are better because you are not. We see your pathology.
Fuck what this bitch talking about. I am better than a nigga that's just, I'm not, I am better. Because I'm not about to beat the fuck out of my woman for no fucking reason. I am better because I'm not going to do none of the shit this white dude did. So just because this bitch think every black dude is just like this dude, man, she can kiss my motherfucking ass. She can kiss my ass, and any woman that's out here that agree with any of this fucking sludge this bitch is saying, y'all can kiss my motherfucking ass too. Because it was 1,300, 1.3K motherfucking likes for this bullshit. So as of right now, I know it's 1,300 dumb ass bitches out there that agree with this dumb motherfucker. This shit is getting ridiculous. This shit is getting ridiculous. They keep wanting to bring up the fact of black men and non-protection. Black men and non-protection. And I got a great point for that. I'm just trying to get to it. At the 43-minute mark, because I don't even want to hit no more about the little bit she about to say. Pretty much she's going to say black men hate black women just as much as white racists do. So black men hate white. We hate our women to the same extent that white racists feel about black women too. Because white racists apparently hate black women even more than they hate black men. It ain't that they hate black people. They have a fucking hierarchy. Black women first, black men second. That's how they hate go. I mean, goddamn. Okay. At the 45-minute mark, she's gonna say one of the reasons why black women are the most disrespected and unprotected women is because of the way they are portrayed and demonized in society, in the black community, and also on social media and on TV. Who the fuck is portraying black women a particular way? Is it black men portraying black women a particular way? Because regardless of what a black man says, if none of what we say about a black woman is true, how can we portray you in a negative light when everything black women do is totally opposite of what we're saying? Or is it that when you look at Love and Hip Hop and the Housewives of Atlanta and all Twitter and all this other stuff, yeah, you do have some bogus black women who portray themselves as hoes, portray themselves as easy, portray themselves as ignorant. Now, just because these things are being shown on television, no, I don't believe that should make everybody be socialized into thinking that all black women act the same. I don't believe that. Do a lot of y'all? I would say yes. Do a minority of y'all do it? I can say yes. Some, yes. Most, yeah. A few, yeah. No matter what number you throw, as long as you're not saying all, it's some truth to it. Is it true that there's some niggas out here that ain't shit? Yeah. But don't say all niggas ain't shit. And that's all the fuck she's doing. And again, dude, that we're 45 minutes in. We're 45 minutes in. And not one time has she brought up women and self-accountability. Not once. Not once. These are still decisions that black women are making on their own. But it's still a black man's motherfucking fault. Let me hit a couple of these comments. I got a few of these. Kevin Alexander, he say women have Stockholm syndrome. Yes, I agree with that. Because if you stay with your abuser long enough and the times they treat you nice, sometimes that'll outweigh the times they fuck you up. So yes, I can agree with that. Kelly Holmes, it took your ass long enough to make this live. Man, I've been busy, man. Because unlike what they're going to say later on, I got kids. And my kids, I had to go tell them to go in the goddamn room. Even though she's going to say, yeah, black men don't take care of their kids. Maybe it's the black men that bitch know. Nicholas gonna say, hey, if that's the only reason, it's a good fucking reason. I don't want to go to jail, bro. Hadeen, he said, Cardi B, Little Kim, Meg Stallion. They all white, I guess. Nicholas said, it's a whole real side chicks of CLT, man. And then Kelly brought up these dumbass challenges. So, I mean, it's still, as you see, ain't nobody lying on black women. It's just it's when we put everybody under an umbrella. I refuse to put all black women under an umbrella. It's a lot of good mothers, hardworking women, women with modesty, women with class, and then you got bitches, hoes, sluts, these motherfuckers on Twitter and doing their little, sucking dick challenges. And I mean, you got a nice little when God made humans, He made sure He put a little bit of everybody out there. He gave it a little spice, a little razzle dazzle. So at the 47-minute mark, they're going to talk about how black men are not socialized to respect women, just women in general. Black men, and that's a big thing for me. Black men are not socialized and taught to respect women. So, given the fact that most women always talk about how the black man isn't in the home, how the black man is not being a father, how the black man ain't doing shit for his kids, who's the person that's raising the child then? If it's the woman raising the child, how as a woman are you not raising you're a woman and you're not raising your daughters to be respectable women, and you're not raising your sons to be respectful of women? And that's our fault. That's our fault. That's still our fault. We're not there. So it's our fault when we're there, and it's our fault when we're not there. But it's still not your fault at all. Ain't nothing, nothing's pretty much your issue. You ain't got to take responsibility for nothing. I mean, what are you doing? How you fucking up? I don't know how everybody else was raised. I was raised that you're supposed to respect the women of your house. I wish I would have, ain't no raising your voice at your mama, your grandma, your aunties. You better not be playing too rough with your female cousins, your sisters. I mean, what the fuck? But again, that's all black men, right? That's all black men. These stupid ass bitches. At 48 minutes, she says, what? Oh yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna let y'all hear this shit now. That's some funny shit. Cause she's gonna say black women are socialized to put men ahead of themselves, even when procreation is on the table. Procreation is credited given to men. All the emphasis is put on men in the black community. Yeah, all the emphasis is put on the black man.
Value their role as a husband. So that's why I'll talk about it, because black men are just not socialized to really respect.
Oh, these fucking
This is more than a mirror. This is a complete gem hiding in plain sight. Introduce.
We can compare his relationships with other races of women, and they generally play out the same way that his relationships play out with black women, if not worse. That's why I tell you about the pathology, because black women, if you understand.
I'm sorry, man, but that shit is just every time I hear that shit. I mean, look, we 47 minutes in? Between Dusty and pathology, I don't think she said any other words besides them, black women, and the. But I mean, that's. I'm sorry, that.
Pathology, then you can. That's going to be conducive to you dating from a place of wholeness. So you will know that regardless of the race of man, this is not a situation that you should be in. However, there are different likelihoods, depending on what you want, of you getting it, depending on the race of the man, because the socialization is different. But when you have black women who are used to dealing with the abusive dynamic with black men, then of course they're going to go and they're going to accept that from a man of no color too. They just have more material luxuries. But they're going to be willing to do that because that is a woman who was social.
See what I'm saying? They're more willing to put up with the abuse from a non-black, because there's more luxuries. So again, you call them all black men broke. There's no wealthy black men around here. That's interesting.
Who was socialized in a community where you have to put the man above you. Your religion says it. Your culture says it. We need value ourselves so much that black women, even when it comes to procreation, we will devalue ourselves so much that we give men credit for what we're doing. Even when it comes to procreation, we're giving men the credit that we do for what we do. You know you carry the baby. You know the baby's living in your body, sucking off your natural resources. You know that you have to birth the baby out, yet you're saying you're the seed of your father. And the reason I point these out, because this is our mindset. These are our mindsets, and we don't understand how when we...
I haven't seen many women giving credit to the father for shit. I see black men getting the blame when women get pregnant. I tell you that. I see blame. I ain't never seen too much credit. I ain't seen too much credit. I see blame. I see motherfucking blame. I don't see too much credit. I don't even know what the fuck that even mean. What credit are women with children giving black men? I mean, what credit? What are we getting? What am I missing? I don't know. Maybe I haven't been around enough pregnant black women. I haven't seen it. Shit, they usually, when they get too far, they look at the man like, you did this to me. You did this to me. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Well, let's see. At the 53 minute, about 53, 54, she's going to pretty much say that it doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter if old girl stayed with a black man or not. She still would have got her ass whooped. What? What? Like, what? Like, what? Like, how you just gonna make that assumption?
And to be fair, when we have households, right? When we have households, often the children in those households are not protected, not by the mother nor by the father in the household. And the women are often who get the brunt of that lack of protection. Not saying it doesn't affect young black boys, but the women are. So we have to be honest about the dynamics in our community. I definitely know it was a bit of a culture shock to me when I was hanging out with a friend of mine who's from Oakland. And I remember they're pretty wild out in Oakland. So one, he was wearing a bulletproof vest, right? But we were going to the same university together, and I had never been to his neighborhood, and I'm from a different type of neighborhood. But what really got me in the conversation is how casually the men were talking about just smacking their girlfriends, and I had never seen anything like this. So to act like there aren't whole black communities where violence towards women is very, very normal. where you just smacking a woman is completely normal, or pimping a woman is very normal, or violation of women is normal. I mean, that's very disingenuous. We can't be like, even I, having not grown up in a community like that, have definitely seen this. So I know that many of us grew up in those communities, and so we cannot play pretend. What is not protected is violated, period. And that's just, it is what it is. And black women are not protected.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. That's where.
Okay, I want to stop it right there because I want to bring up a point. With this black women aren't protected thing, like she said, that which isn't protected will be violated. You telling me black men don't try to protect y'all women at all? The one thing when I keep hearing about how black women are not protected is that when they bring up that black women are at the top of the charts of not being protected, violated, abused, and all of these things, other race men do better jobs than black men protecting their women. Why is it never brought up that black women are at the top of the charts also of not listening to their men? When it comes to protection of another person, that person has to listen. They have to be able to be told something. They have to have a respect for the person saying it to make them not do the shit. I know I'm not the only black man that has defended women. I got sisters, I got cousins. You know what I'm saying? You got friends that you've told them, hey, that nigga right there, you know, that dude, don't fuck with that dude. And they still go do it. And then what? After they go do it, they still want you as a man to come cleaning up this mess. Now, and most men will go and will clean that mess up. But how many times as a black man am I supposed to keep coming behind you to clean your fucking mess up? Especially when you're putting not only yourself in danger, you're putting your children in danger, you're putting your family in danger, you're putting me in danger. Because I got to keep coming over here to fuck with this dumb motherfucker. But that's still my fault. Because you don't want to fucking listen. You want to bring up all the other women as being protected better by their men. I guarantee you, next time a black woman brings up how black men aren't protecting them and other race women are being better protected, ask them the race of that woman. And then talk about how that woman has to behave toward that man. The women that are the women that are the greatest, at the highest of protection, are women who fucking listen. That's it. I'm sorry. You can't keep saying you want equality. You want to be able to make your own decisions. You want men to listen to your decisions. You want the right to practically, I can't help it. I got to say it. Be an adult. You want the right to be an adult. Until being an adult goes wrong. Now you want to come back as, you were my equal at first, but now you're coming back below me. You're coming back as a woman. You're coming back as a child almost, like, oh, well, you know, I went out here, I did what I wanted to do, and now it's fucked up, so now you should forget what I said I wanted to do and fix this shit and, you know, fix my problem. But then as soon as you do what I need you to do, you're back to, I'm not listening to you. What is Sylvester saying? He said, Cynthia G is a known black male hating nut job. You just had a baby by some jive turkey. Hotel, multiple baby mama, Shine Trust, baby mama. Shine Trust Me, for whom she picked to be her baby's father, you have nothing to worry about. As far as the shit she talks, she's about as strong as a fart in a gale wind, a glide of wind, a gale of wind, gale of wind, whatever, some wind, some breezes. This bitch is stupid. And there's a lot of them out here that's just like her with the same shit. And what? We're still 53 minutes in. Still no accountability for. Actually, I wish I wrote it down. She actually at one point does say, when somebody brings it up, she ended up cutting him out, calling him a dusty and a beta male. And she's gonna say, well, self-accountability is going to be forced upon this black woman because she's not pressing charges with the white guy. But the fact she said it's going to be forced upon her, it says a fucking lot. It just says a fucking lot. At the 55-minute mark, she's going to start talking about T.I. and Tiny, but she's going to blame T.I. solely and said if it wasn't for T.I. and Tiny, wouldn't be doing this shit. There's women out here that like pussy too. They call bisexual women. Then they also call lesbians. And apparently with the new letters added to the LGBT, what is it, IQQIA, all the new letters, I don't know which one else means that female like pussy. But just because she's with a black guy, you know, that means she, and everybody keeps saying, and all these victims, they keep saying, Tiny's the ringleader. But this bitch wants to say, oh no, it's T.I.'s fault. T.I. Whatever. Let me see. Oh, this is a very important part. Because it goes back into what I was just saying about protection.
Regardless situation with Tiny.
God damn it with these
my
fucking
girls,
commercials.
my slim and thick queens, my sisters of black, white, Asian, and in between.
Regardless situation with Tiny. Now, I'm not going to talk about it yet because it's still developing, but y'all are being exposed. And you think that somehow your pathology is going to be hidden. No, it's not. Stop acting like you're a better man. You're not. You're not.
Can I say, somebody was saying in the chat, like, a woman who is swirling should not be protected by black men. But you sound crazy out here because you sound like somebody who's not actually a leader. And I'll tell you why. Because this is you thinking from a peon perspective. If you were thinking from a place of power, then you would be thinking as somebody who runs society. And when you run a whole society, everybody in your society is under your protection for no other reason, not even because you care about them. Because white men don't arrest black men and white men and Chinese men alike because they care about all those communities. It's because they're exacting their power to let you know who the authority is. So protection is not always about you liking a person. Protection is about exacting your authority, but when you're used to not having any authority, it boggles your mind that you would just protect in general to flex your power because you don't know what it's like to think from a place of power. So that's why
Interesting point. Protection is more about authority, and black men have no authority. What the fuck does that say? If I have no authority over you, how can I protect you? You don't listen. How can I fucking protect you? I'm starting to really feel like a lot of these fucking women, I'm not gonna say women, these fucking females, these vagina havers. Because women understand men have to have a certain level of authority because that's the only way we can protect you. I mean, women in the household have a certain level of authority over their man. For bitches like this, authority is so bad that they don't even realize by not letting a man have any authority, how can he protect you? If I sit here and I tell you, man, don't go outside, it's a raper out there. You don't only go outside when I'm going with you, and don't go outside at night. I'm giving you all of the pointers on how to protect yourself. You say, fuck you, nigga, I'm gonna do what I want. And then you get raped, or you get beat up, or you get robbed. How the fuck is that my fault? How the fuck is that a failure of protection on my part? And how is that indicative of all men not protecting all black women? The flaws in logic when I listen to women like this talk about protection from black men is sickening. And it boggles my goddamn mind. I mean, it's just sickening. And what? At the hour mark, a guy's gonna call in and she's gonna call him a beta dusty male, and he's gonna ask, like, you know, when is things a woman's fault? And she's still gonna turn it back to a man's fault because she's gonna say, as a man, we shouldn't let these things happen. Okay, if as a man we can't let these things happen, what the fuck are we doing with you then? If I can't tell you not to do something, what, you want me to kidnap you? You want me to put a chain on your leg and leave you chained up to the fucking bed? I gotta let you go out into these fucking streets. Now, some problems and some issues are unavoidable. It doesn't matter what a woman could have done. If something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. She did from every point of view you look, you'd be like, oh man, she did everything she could. But then you still got these women that go put themselves in fucking trouble. You put yourselves in jeopardy. You put yourselves in hostile territories, and then blame men for not saving you from your fucking decisions. Your decisions. We're an hour in, and all she's talking about is how it's black men's fault. that this white dude beat the shit out of his black girlfriend. This shit is fucking crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. Let me go. Well, let me see. Where we at? The black community is fucked up solely because of black men. That's at the 108 mark. I ain't even gonna play that. Let me see. At the 111 mark. At the 111 mark. Man, I'll just let you listen. Fuck it. 111. Because we almost done. Because I only went to like an hour and a half this shit.
Work like that. It doesn't work like that. Even when you sit up here and say, oh, well, she was a bad rich, she's Chad's responsibility, it just makes you look weak and dumb. That's all. End of story. It just makes you look weak and stupid. And there's already a lot of things that make you look weak and dumb. You don't need, you got a laundry list of things that make you look weak. Or do you really need to look weaker? Like, how long are black men are going to sit in this weak position and be comfortable with it? And then you want to come in here and say, oh, well, women, y'all never want to take accountability. This is what we doing. 2021 black men still ain't taking no accountability.
I just feel like it's amazing to me when they really come at you with these talking points and they really the amazing part is they really truly believe what they're saying. That's the amazing part. That's where the mental illness kicks in.
Girl.
How do you believe that proudly saying, well, I wasn't in the home, excludes you in some type of way? That puts majority of the issues that we are discussing on you. Like, do you not accept your role at all? Never? And we just had a black woman.
Yes, we do accept our role. Y'all don't. That's the problem. I'm not saying every home that's missing a man is not a woman's fault. In certain terms. Because, yeah, if you lay with the wrong motherfucker, had kids with the wrong motherfucker, technically that is your fucking fault. You picked him. You picked the nigga. You let him fuck. You let him fuck raw. Or however you got pregnant, you picked him. But the biggest reason why it's a lot of men not in the homes is because what? Women don't want to listen. You women. Well, I'll say some of you women. Well, no. I'll say some of you females. Because women know how to let their man lead. They understand the gender roles. You can't cry about gender roles simply when it's regarding a man. Women, bitches, and hoes all have issues with the role of a man. They have expectations of a role of a man. But when a man have issues with women not performing the roles of a woman, when men have expectations of what the role of a woman is, then we're sexist. Then we're fucking misogynists. We're anti-woman. We hate women. We hate black women. We hate our mothers and our grandmothers and all of this other bullshit. The problem ain't that men don't want to do their role. The problem is a lot of these men keep finding women who won't allow them to do their job. And then a lot of these guys are being raised by single mothers who don't know shit about a man because they can't get a man. So now this boy is getting raised up to be another piece of shit that another generation of women has to deal with because that mother didn't know how to keep a man in the house around her son and didn't pick the right man to be around her son and didn't raise him to behave the way she expects a man to treat her. How, as a woman, how is it you can't raise your sons to behave for other women the way that you expect men to behave? How? That's the reason why I always say you need both parents, because even when it comes to your daughter, yeah, I can do my best to try to make my daughter a certain way, but she has to have a sounding board, a visual, something to see. If she see her mother behaving and doing certain shit, usually it just flows into him. If she sees that me and her mother always kissing and loving each other, hugging each other, watching movies together, going out, not fighting. Guess what? Even as a child, she's going to grow up and remember this shit, and that's going to be the thing she's going to aim for. She's going to strive for, you know what, I want what my mother and my father had. Because I hear a lot of kids say, I want what my mother and my father had. I rarely hear too many kids say that when it's just solely one parent. And the only times I really hear females say I want to be just like my mother is when they're just as fucked up as their mother.
avenge the death of her 16-year-old brother because another 36-year-old black man murdered her 16-year-old brother, a private school student, you know, had all these scholarships lined up to go to college. He was an athlete. She tracked this dude down and avenged her brother's death. Like, it's like, when do black men do stuff like that?
When do black men avenge the death of family members or friends? Has this bitch never noticed how many dudes go to jail for gun violence? Isn't one of the biggest problems in the black community gun violence? There's a lot of avenging going on. They want to take their fucking hat off to a chick who went and avenged her brother's death, and say, why aren't black men doing that? And it's a shitload of black dudes out here doing that. And they're not even doing it for some. I mean, some are justifiable reasons, some are not. But how are you gonna say no black men are out here doing that? Do you see the pathology of these stupid bitches? Where we at? Did I let that part go? 111. Yeah, that's when they start giving the props to that shit. What? 117 is oh man. They're gonna ask where was the father, the brothers, the uncles, and other black men in the black girl's family when the white dude beat her up. Again, y'all don't want men policing y'all pussy, but y'all want us to police the niggas y'all fuck with. We shouldn't have any say so over y'all policing y'all pussies or anything. But we're supposed to not only have a say so, we're only supposed to have a say so when the dude you're dealing with fuck up. Now we're supposed to come in like Superman and deal with that shit. Come on, man. Y'all sound stupid. At the 121 mark, she's going to bring up how women shouldn't wait for protection of men. Yet, an hour and 21 minutes in, all they bitched about is how black men don't protect women. So you're not supposed to wait for a black man to protect you, but at the same time, black man ain't protecting you and you got a problem with it. Okay. What, at 123? At the 123 mark. Let's go to that. Because a guy's going to call in. I hope I got that time right. Because a black guy's going to call in about, he's going to say, well, what about the women that pursue the type of guys that's beating their ass?
Can we start there? Can we start with them admitting that they've done something wrong, but they won't do that? 678, you're on the line.
Yeah. So, here's my question to y'all, man. How come black women, y'all like the black men talking about we ain't this, we ain't that?
Is this cruise season?
Huh?
Is this cruise season?
What you mean cruise season?
Well, obviously, if it's not you, if you're saying what you mean.
No, I'm saying, like, how come black women, y'all like to bash us
That
and
shit
all
doesn't
that,
make sense.
but the same dudes y'all bash, y'all be chasing after?
I mean, I've already talked about black women's pathology because we're in a community where that's socialized. I don't think that black women should chase after black men. I think that black women should date whoever they want to date because it's literally, this is where I'm at with it. You're going to get the same outcome because black men's pathology is the same. It's just about who's going to afford you a better lifestyle while they're verbally and physically abusing you.
Did you hear what this bitch just said? Black women should be able to date whoever they want, even when that person is a piece of shit and isn't good for them. And the only difference between dating a black man and dating somebody else with the same pathology of a black man is that they will afford you more financial wealth and more finances and pretty much money. Let me see. We're almost done. Pretty much, the 125 mark. She's going to bring up that black men, again, in general, she keeps putting us all together. Black men love white women. We love the fuck out of white women. Even though statistically speaking, when you look at marriage rates, black men marry more black women. But that doesn't count, she said, because they're going to bring up, but it's low marriage rates. Doesn't matter how high the marriage rates are. When black men get married, they tend to marry a black woman. So how the fuck does that prove that black men love white women? if black men aren't out here marrying white women at a higher rate than black women, if black men aren't marrying white women at a higher rate than black men marrying black women, how can you correlate that black men love white women more? That shit sounds stupid. And then at the 129 mark, she's gonna say, no, a man is gonna ask about women not being wifey material. And that's when they go into, you hate black men, black women, and all the bullshit. If you, like I said, I hate to promote this bitch, but, I just saw it, I'm not fond of her. She sounds like a dumbass piece of shit. And that was as far as that I could stomach watching the rest of the video. I mean, I'm quite sure for the next, for the next hour and 5 minutes, it still was pretty much more of the same. So, it wasn't really worth me paying attention to after that. I just want to say that, yeah, condolences to the old girl who got her ass whooped by Chad Willer. I hate that happened. I hate when I hear about any woman getting their ass kicked by a man. But at the same time, you're not going to put that on all of us. You're not about to say that it's just all black men's fault that you picked the wrong motherfucker to be with, and now it's all the black men's problem. No, if you're going to be an adult, if you want to keep saying you a man's equal, then you got to start stepping up to the plate of self-accountability. You got to start stepping up to the plate of picking better men. Because I don't care, a lot of you women, y'all see that these niggas is pieces of shit, but you choose to continue to go with them. But then you expect the non-pieces of shit to pick up the pieces after you've made all of these bad decisions. And now it's a problem for all men. You're not going to sit here and tell me that I'm a bad father because the niggas you fucked with and got me pregnant by aren't doing what they need to do for you and your children. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to allow that. I will always make videos and comments and motherfucking statuses and whatever I can do to bring up the fact that, no, that you're fucking up. Don't make it look like all black men are fucking up. You got the decision. You got the pussy. You make decisions that should benefit you and your pussy. And then once you have children, you need to make decisions that benefit your fucking children too. Stop blaming everything on men. Stop saying, oh, men need to have self-accountability. Men got to have self-accountability, but y'all fucking don't. And then you got motherfuckers like this out here spewing this shit to other feeble-minded ass females that just keeping the cycle of dumbassness and of whoredom going and going and going. I'm B-Shine. I'm done. I'll holla at you.